coach, stay ready. I had a situation that happened earlier today that, I've been waiting for this opportunity to come. Okay? I've been sitting back and I did everything possible that I can do to get ready for this opportunity. And all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, the opportunity came up, and now I'm ready. Okay? Because I stay ready. Now, there are certain situations and circumstances that can happen that's beyond your control. And I tell my players, when I'm coaching them or giving them lessons, control the things that you can control. Okay? That's all I want you to do is you can control your training. You can control taking your vitamins. You can control what you eat. You can control how many times you train. You can control all those things, but when certain things happen that's beyond your control, you can't really focus and be concerned with that. You have to be concerned about the controllables, okay? And all I want you to do is that don't go to your coach or your teacher in class or whoever or whatever your situation you're dealing with and saying that, hey, I'm ready to go, and then when the opportunity comes, you're not ready, okay? Because I was always told that opportunity comes to the prepared. You have to prepare yourself for the game. You have to prepare yourself for the match. You have to prepare yourself for the test. If you're in school, you have to prepare yourself for the business. You know what I'm saying? You may not have the money, but you can study. You can read. You can go online. There's a lot of stuff that you can do prior to you actually getting the opportunity. Okay? So you have to stay ready. And if you stay ready, when that opportunity comes up, you will be ready. Okay? So, another thing that I picked up from the game that I thought that was very peculiar to me, or very kind of odd to me, is that there was a particular football player, I forgot his number, but he kept letting the circumstance of where his team was affecting his play. Okay, I'll just give you an example. There was a play that happened, and he got upset because they called a penalty on him. So what happens is that I learned this really, the best athlete I could tell you, I learned it from Tiger. Once you hit a shot or once a penalty is called on you, there's nothing you could do to reverse it. Okay? So once you hit a shot or you get a penalty on you and they call a penalty, the best, forget it. 30 seconds later, if you walked up to them and say, hey, how do you feel about that penalty call on you? They will say to you, I don't know what you're talking about. One of the things that is going to help you out is, in life or whatever you're doing, is that when something happens that's beyond your control, think about it for a few seconds. You may be upset for a few seconds, but you got to let that go. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm telling you, when you can't let things bother you so much that it affects your play. It affects your decision making. It affects you, you may be going through something, and then all of a sudden, if you have kids, they do something, and then you blow up on them because you're upset about something else. Okay? You have to learn to look at it, deal with it for a few minutes, and then let it go. Okay? Don't let things just bother you so much that it takes you off your square. I mean, there's a lot of things that people deal with in life in general. Okay? But to steadily think over something all the time and let it fester and let it bother you and let it, I mean, these are things that, like I said, if they're beyond your control, you got to let it go. If they are at the point of taking you off your goals or taking you off your plans or taking you off your, it's something that you're going to have to work on, but at the same time, you're going to notice that the quicker you let things go, the better you can focus on the next step. Okay? I mean, you know, a lot of people say, oh man, you know, it's Monday and blah, 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 blah. You know, you may not feel like doing it. But I was always told that, and my mother said this a lot, when you don't feel like going to work that day, go to work. When you don't feel like everything is like right in line, but go to work anyway. Because the time that you really need to take off, you could take off. But to me, that's persevering through things. That's pushing through. Okay, you have to push through some things. You know, I have a friend of mine that thinks that somebody's just going to walk up and just hand them this big fat check and everything is going to be okay. And I say that's not how life works. No one's just going to walk up to you and give you anything. You know, they think they're just going to sit at home, don't put no effort into what they want to do, and think someone's just going to walk up and just hand you the keys to this business, or hand you the blueprint to how to get this business started, or hand you not only a business plan, the keys to the building, all the money. It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. Okay, you have to go out and get what it is that you want. Okay, right now, like I said, this right here, your phone right here, has all the information, everything that you need to create and at least research out what you're looking for. Okay, you want to start a business, it's right here. I mean, there's so many videos out there. I mean, it's just so much that's out there right now that it seems like the more that's out there, the less people do. Okay, I have some students that come to me, and I'm really starting to hear this more and more and more in the last like 2 to 3 years, is that people say, hey, the reason I'm coming to you now is because I watched these YouTube videos. And oh, by the way, check us out on YouTube as well, right? I want you guys to subscribe. I want you guys to share this right here as well, okay? I have people that come to me as students and say, listen, Willie, you know, Coach, I've seen what you're talking about, and I know what you're talking about, but the reason I'm here now is because I can't seem to execute it now. And to me right now, it's like an oversaturation of information right now. You can watch YouTubes to get just about anything that you're looking for, but in golf, just like any other sport, if you don't have nobody looking at you and saying your technique is not this, your technique is not that, okay, because you can't see you. There's some different things that you can do, but when I say to people when they come to me for lessons, I say, listen, you know what? This is what I want you to do. I want you to stop looking at YouTube. I want you to stop looking at instructional videos. I know it's going to be hard, but I want you to stop that because you need to hear one voice. I'm not telling you something that's new. I'm showing it to you with me watching you swing the golf club. Just like the coaches for Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and all those guys, okay? What they're doing is, I'm not saying that they don't know what to do what they're doing, but you need someone to look at you. Just like when you get into a business, you're an entrepreneur. I suggest that you get you a couple of different mentors. Okay? Go to people or hang around people that are at the level of where you want to go to. Okay? That, I'm going to say as far for my entrepreneurs, that is the biggest thing that I can give you as an advice. Go to someone that's at the level that you want to go to. Okay? Have them, and you know, have someone accountable that you have to report to. I have several people that I have to report to. That I let them in my inner circle and say, listen, this is what I'm doing. This is where I want to go. And by doing that, you have someone that's going to keep you accountable for where you want to go. Get you to that level that you want to go. And have someone that's going to be honest with you. You don't want no yes man. You don't want nobody just telling you just yes all the time. You want somebody to tell you, no, you're messing up and you need to change this. Okay? I have 3 people that I bounce different ideas off of. And they tell me rather, yes, that's a good idea, or no, it's not a good idea, or you need to do some more research on that, or you need to stay away from that because I did something that was, that it didn't work out. Okay? Even in sports, you still need, some people say, well, I'm self-taught. Well, I mean, that's fine and good, but if you're still at that same level and your scores haven't gone from here down to here, because in golf, less strokes or less shots are better. The lower the number, the better the number. The higher the number, the worse it is. Okay? You need someone to hold you accountable. Okay? If you look at the Super Bowl, I bet you if you start to talk to those guys right there, they have different people that are in their life. I mean, think about it for a minute. I mean, there was one player with Tampa Bay, Antonio Brown. I mean, he was jumping from team to team to team, just really having a lot of trouble in his life and had issues with the law. And Tom Brady went and got him and said, listen, man, we want you on the team, but one of the conditions for you to get on the team, you have to live with me. Okay? It's clear that Antonio Brown respects Tom Brady. Because why? He's been to the Super Bowl 6 times. 9 times at that point. He knows something about getting to that ultimate level. So he agreed to live with him. I mean, I know the house is pretty big and he had his own space, but to live with him, to keep him accountable. I mean, there are stories within the stories that are within the stories that you see. Okay? If you look at Ndamukong Suh, that play on defense for Tampa Bay, remember, he used to play in Detroit. He would get in trouble. He would do different things. I mean, he was just flat out clowning. He makes his way to Tampa Bay. Tom Brady comes in the door. Iron sharpens iron. People are going to straighten up. For people that have accomplished things, and they come through the door and say, listen, I want you to be part of the team, you're going to listen. Clearly you're going to listen. This person has been to 9 Super Bowls, have won 6 out of 9. He has something. You don't have to like him. You don't have to become friends, but you're going to pay attention to his leadership. And that is what's the most important thing. I tell kids while they're in college, you don't have to like your professor. Go in there, get the knowledge, pass the class, and keep it moving. Go to class, get the knowledge. If you need a tutor, get a tutor to help you through it, because you don't want to take this class over again. Get your grades and keep going. Okay? When you get your degree, your certificate, it doesn't say it took me 8 years to get this. It took me 10 years to get this. What it says is you have a bachelor of, you have a graduate degree of. That's what it says. Okay? So you don't have, I'm pretty sure when Tom Brady was on the New England Patriots, that him and the coach used to butt heads all the time. But at the end of the day, 6 out of 9. Do you think he always liked the coach? Do you think you always going to like what they say? You have to respect it because they've gone to a level that you've never gone before. Whether you want to call it humbling yourself or you want to call it straight up, just shut your mouth and listen. Okay? You don't have to like the person that's going to take you to the next level. You have to respect the knowledge and the skill, because they're already been to where you want to go. And then you want to take that and go to another level. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is this right here, is what I'm saying to you right now is that just looking at the Super Bowl, okay, you just have to look at and get you someone that you respect and is going to take you to the next level. Okay? That is what you want to look at. And that is what I saw in the Super Bowl, is that, number one, I'll take hard work over someone that has talent. I will take hard work over talent. Okay, you say, well, Coach, what do you mean by that? Is that talent only takes you to a certain level. Just think about it for a minute. I'll just use it in a golf, related to golf. There are 18 holes on a golf course when you play in a tournament. And I always say to my players, the first 3 holes are important, and the last 3 holes are important. Okay? The first 9 holes that you play, everybody's pretty much fresh. Okay? Most tournaments are won in the last 3 to 5 holes. Most tournaments are won on the putting green. Okay? Because pretty much everybody can hit the ball almost 300 yards. Pretty much everybody can get to the green in regulation. Pretty much. Okay? But when it comes to winning the tournaments, putting always is going to win it. Okay? So that means that we need to focus on not only your nutrition, your eating, your stamina, putting in training as much as you can, because those last 3 to 5 holes is going to determine a whole lot. Okay? So talent is going to take you up to the first 9 holes, or even the first 12 holes. But the question is, once talent starts to kind of fade off a little bit, and now it's straight endurance, how you been training? Are you taking your vitamins? What is it that you're doing to train towards the end? Just like Michael Jordan, right? When he plays Michael Jordan never went to a 7th game. Okay? Never went to a 7th game. Towards the last, I believe, 10 to 8 minutes of a basketball game, if you look back at what he's done, he would take a break for 2 minutes or 3 minutes and come back into the game the last 5 to 6 minutes of a game. Why? Because he stored up that energy. He's trained enough to know that if I take a 2 or 3 minute break and come back in the last 6 minutes, I believe it is, or is it the last 5 minutes of a game, he's going to torch you. Okay? Just like in basketball. I mean, not in basketball, just like in golf. If you're training hard enough to get to that last 5 holes, and you stay in contention or close to whoever's on top, or if you're on top and making sure you don't slip backwards, that's coming from training. Okay? I look at what the greats do. Okay? I don't look at what average people do. Okay? I'm looking at what the greats do in those last 3 to 5 holes. And in basketball, the last 5 to 6 minutes. Look at that. Start paying attention to that part right there. Okay? What are they doing to look like they're so fresh towards the end of the game? Towards the end of the round? Just look at that. Okay? That part I'm going to encourage you on, is that I'm a student of the game. I look at things and say, you know what? This right here is where I see where the talent starts to fade off and the endurance kicks in. Okay? That's big on training. That's big on, you know what I'm saying? I want you to pay attention. I want you to look at that. Okay? Just like in business, same thing. Okay? So, hey, listen, we had a great conversation today. I just want to encourage you guys, you know, it's February 8th, okay? If you're looking to get golf lessons, if you're looking to tighten up your game for the springtime, this is the time to do it. You can contact us. You can leave an email with us at wpgolfacademy@gmail.com. You can go to our website, DetroitGolfLessons.com. You can fill out the form. You can get in contact with us. We do training from beginner golfers all the way up to touring pros. Okay, so I just want to thank you for watching the show today. I want you to share. I want you to like the program, or go ahead on YouTube as well. Check out our stuff on our YouTube at Conversations on the Fairway. And my name is Willie Pewit, and I'll catch you guys next week.
There was a time on the professional golf tour when fairways weren't fair. When, as in so many other sports and realms of society, African Americans weren't allowed. So they formed a tour of their own. A tour played on pitted fairways and rock-strewn greens from Cleveland to Charleston. And while there was little money and little fanfare, there was major talent. Golfers who did honor to the game and to themselves. The United Golfers Association wasn't so much a tour as a journey to self-respect, self-reliance, and better times ahead. This is the story of uneven fairways, when African Americans denied a place on the tour, still found a place in the sun.
My name is Willie from the Willie Pewit Golf Academy. We're located at Gateway Golf Course here in Romulus, Michigan. And did you know that 80% of the golfers never get formal instruction? So what we do at the Golf Academy here, we offer a free assessment of your golf swing, and then we sit down with you and write out a clear plan to meet your goals. We look forward to hearing from you soon.